The spark that ignited an unknown empire. For years, the world never noticed the moment that started it all. It was quiet, almost fragile, the kind of beginning that doesn't announce itself. Yet beneath that silence, something powerful was taking shape. Every great business story starts long before anyone is watching. And in a time when the market felt predictable, almost stagnant, a small spark of defiance appeared. The kind born from frustration, curiosity, and the sense that the world could work differently. Today, that same energy shapes the companies we admire, the tools we use, and the way innovation finds us when we least expect it. To understand how an unknown empire began, we need to return to the moment before it was anything at all. Before the strategy, before the funding, before the spotlight. Because in that early darkness, the blueprint for a new future was forming, and the people behind it weren't chasing praise. They were simply trying to solve a problem no one else had the patience to see. The story begins with a decision so small, it almost dissolves into memory. But tiny decisions compound. They collide with circumstance. They gather momentum. And soon, an idea that once lived only in the margins starts to move with a force of its own. At first, this spark didn't look revolutionary. It wasn't polished. It wasn't ready. It wasn't even taken seriously by those closest to it. But it held something rare, a refusal to accept the world as it was, a conviction that the old map was incomplete, a belief that something better was hidden just beyond the horizon. And from that conviction, the path forward quietly revealed itself, not as a grand plan, but as a series of small steps, each one sharpening the idea, each one challenging the limits of what was possible, each one pushing the spark closer to becoming the foundation of a future no one imagined. This is where the reveal begins. The moment when an overlooked idea, fragile as glass, takes its first true shape. The moment when potential stops whispering and starts calling. The idea didn't grow in a straight line. It expanded in quiet, uneven waves, shaped by late nights, discarded drafts, and the steady pressure of doubt. Every breakthrough brought a new question. Every small win exposed a bigger challenge. Yet the spark kept pulling forward, refusing to fade. In those early days, the creators weren't chasing scale. They were chasing clarity. They studied the problem from every angle, searching for the pattern others missed. And slowly, a structure began to appear, a way to turn a scattered set of insights into something real, something useful, something the world didn't know it needed. But progress demanded sacrifice. Resources were thin, the team was small, and the market showed no interest in making space for a newcomer. Competitors dominated every conversation, every headline, every customer's attention. Still, the spark kept burning, shaping itself through constant refinement. A prototype emerged, rough but promising, the first tangible proof that the vision wasn't just imagination. As momentum built, the idea entered its most vulnerable phase. Feedback arrived, sharp, honest, sometimes discouraging. Each critique forced a new iteration. Each flaw uncovered a hidden strength. Bit by bit, the creators learned that innovation wasn't about perfection. It was about endurance, about the willingness to be wrong long enough to find what's right. And just when the path forward seemed clear, an unexpected shift appeared. The market began changing faster than anyone predicted. New technologies surfaced. Customer behavior drifted. Old business models grew unstable. What once felt like a slow, methodical journey suddenly became a race against time. The creators faced a choice: adapt quickly or fall behind before they even began. The spark was no longer a quiet idea. It was a fragile contender caught in a storm. They doubled down, accelerating development, questioning assumptions, rewriting core features. It wasn't strategy, it was survival. But beneath the tension, something remarkable started forming. Patterns aligned, obstacles revealed hidden opportunities, and the idea that had once struggled to stand now began to move with a new kind of confidence. Yet this growing momentum created its own trap, because with every step forward, the risks grew sharper. And the problem no one saw coming was already on the horizon, waiting to turn the spark into a test of courage. The storm arrived quietly at first, disguised as a minor setback, a missed deadline, a failed test, a partner who suddenly hesitated. But beneath those surface cracks, something deeper was shifting. The kind of pressure that tests not just an idea, but the people holding it together. What began as a spark now faced its first true reckoning. Investors wanted certainty. The market wanted stability. Competitors sensed weakness and tightened their grip. Doubt crept into the team like fog, slow and quiet, blurring the confidence that once felt unshakable. And in this atmosphere, every flaw felt heavier, every mistake echoed louder. The spark that once inspired hope now risked collapsing under its own ambition. Yet the creators refused to surrender. They pushed harder, digging into the core of their vision, stripping away everything unnecessary. They worked through nights that felt endless, driven by a belief that the world needed what they were building, even if the world didn't know it yet. And in that struggle, they discovered the truth about innovation. It isn't born from comfort. It's forged in conflict. But the conflict only grew sharper. A technological shift disrupted their roadmap, forcing them to rethink the entire architecture. Costs surged. Key features broke under pressure. Competitors launched new products faster than expected, capturing the attention they desperately needed. The team began to fracture, pulled between urgency and exhaustion. Some questioned the timeline, others questioned the vision itself. Still, the creators pressed on. They reimagined core components, rebuilt systems from scratch, and redefined the product's purpose. They weren't just solving problems, they were reinventing their own expectations. And with each revision, the spark transformed, becoming leaner, clearer, stronger. But the deeper they went, the more they uncovered a far more dangerous truth. Their own success could destroy them. Scaling too fast would break the infrastructure. Moving too slowly would let competitors crush them. Their window of opportunity was shrinking, and every path carried risk. The tension grew unbearable, stretching the team between possibility and collapse. And then, just when they thought they had stabilized, the crisis arrived. Sudden, sharp, and unforgiving. A major system failure, a public setback, a moment that threatened to erase months of progress. Customers panicked, partners reconsidered. The creators stood at the edge of their greatest fear, losing everything just as the world was beginning to notice them. But here, in the center of chaos, something unexpected happened. The failure illuminated a hidden flaw that had been growing unnoticed, a flaw that, if left untouched, would have destroyed the project at scale. It was painful, costly, humiliating, but it was also the turning point, because now the creators knew exactly what had to be done. The conflict had sharpened their vision, the pressure had exposed the truth, and the spark, pushed to its limits, was finally ready to transform into something far greater than anyone imagined. The breakthrough didn't arrive with fanfare. It emerged from the ashes of the failure that nearly ended everything. When the creators rebuilt the broken system, they discovered a cleaner structure and a clearer purpose than ever before. The flaw that once threatened their collapse now became the foundation for their greatest strength. Suddenly, the road ahead sharpened. Decisions once clouded by uncertainty aligned with quiet precision. The team, once shaken by doubt, found a renewed focus. They weren't just repairing a product, they were redefining what it could become. And with each improvement, the spark that had survived every storm finally ignited into momentum the world could no longer ignore. Then came the moment that changed everything. A key launch hit the market at exactly the right time, slipping through the shrinking window before competitors reacted. Customers responded instantly. Demand surged. Reviews shifted from cautious curiosity to growing excitement. What once felt fragile now moved with undeniable force. This was the climax, the point where years of tension converged into a single truth. The creators realized the empire they had dreamed of was no longer hypothetical. It was real, rising, expanding, gathering weight with each passing day. And for the first time, the idea that began in obscurity stood firmly in the light. But success didn't erase the past. It clarified it. Every failure had been a warning. Every setback had been a lesson. Every doubt had been a test. And now, as the spark grew into something far larger than its origins, the creators finally understood that their journey wasn't defined by the moment they won. It was defined by the courage that kept them moving when nothing was certain. The story of this unknown empire is more than a tale of innovation. It's a reminder of the fragile beginnings behind every powerful brand we admire. A reminder that the next great breakthrough may already exist in silence, waiting for someone willing to endure the storm long enough to see it through. Subscribe to join the journey